Thank you, Commissioner. Now let's open the floor for questions. As always, please start by state name and media. Let's start with Euractiv, please.
Hi, thank you, Magnus, with Euractiv. It's for Commissioner Kos. Tomorrow, the Commission is set to present a package of sanctions or actions towards Israel. So my question is, Commissioner Kos, is the College going to announce everything that President von der Leyen announced in her speech last week, including the suspension of bilateral payments? Thank you.
We will be able to talk about this after the College. Yes, it is the topic and the College, and our President was really putting this very quickly to the agenda after her speech in Strasbourg, so we will be able to tell you more about it tomorrow.
Angela Skujans from TVP World. This is a question for both the Danish Minister and Commissioner Kos. Various ministers used their doorsteps this morning to talk about the EU's 19th sanctions package against Russia. How did that conversation occur at this meeting today? Was it brought forward? Is there anything particularly that the Danes want to be included in this sanctions package? Also, is there appetite both from the European Union and the Commission to coordinate this sanctions package with the G7 group of industrialised nations? Thank you.
Thank you. The 19 sanction package was not specifically on the agenda, but in preparation for the European Council meeting, we did discuss defence, the need to have a unified approach towards Russia, the need for further sanctions, the need for support to Ukraine. This was emphasized very strongly by several member states, also in light of the last week attack on the Polish airspace, knowing that this was not a mistake. So this also puts a pressure on the EU to pressure Russia more, to be able for Europe to defend ourselves. This took great part of the discussions today, but not specifically the 19th sanction package.
And just to add that under the AOB, when we were discussing the violation of the Polish and Romanian airspace, there was a red line going through the debate that we should really raise the cost for Moscow further by ramping up sanctions significantly on Russia and its enablers. And to this end, we will soon see on the table the proposals for the 19th package. And of course, back to your question, our goal is also that we continue working with our international partners, not just G7, to put pressure on Russia to end this war.
Beata Płomecka, Polish Radio, public broadcaster from Poland. If I may, a follow-up on the Russian drones entering the Polish airspace. Did you have an opportunity to discuss the anti-drone wall proposed by the President last week in Strasbourg? Was there a discussion robust, or anyone mentioned it? And also, do you envisage a discussion on that during the Copenhagen summit in less than 2 weeks, I guess? Thank you.
A drone wall was not specifically discussed as such, but it was discussed that Russia is a threat to EU, that we do need to step up, that we do need to show determination, and we need to put the pressure, have further pressure on Russia. This is also in line with the Danish presidency priorities. We need further pressure on Russia, especially on the Russian oil and gas export, the financial sector, the shadow fleet, increasing sanction pressure. And that was part of the discussion, but not the drone wall as such.
Copenhagen summit?
The Copenhagen summit was not about defense and security. This came up on the agenda when we discussed the preparation for the European Council meeting in October. For the informal Council meeting in Copenhagen, we discussed enlargement and rule of law.
Hi, Joachim Clementi from Estonian Public Broadcasting. To follow up on sanctions, there's recently been some talk about total visa ban on Russian citizens entering the EU or more restrictive measures. But it's hard for me to understand whether this talk is very serious. So if you're trying to gauge the mood of the member states for more punitive measures against Russia, where do you think the member states stand on this issue? Is there now more appetite to stop Russian citizens vacationing in Europe? Thanks.
Well, yes, I can confirm that security and defense was a big topic on today's discussion in preparation for the European Council meeting, and we expect that it will also be an important topic for the European Council meeting. There is a need for Europe to step up, to increase the pressure on Russia. We expect the Commission to present the 19 sanction package, which we will look into. Denmark has always been pushing for adoption of the toughest possible sanctions towards Russia, and we will continue to do so. And several member states expressed the same attitude.
On the visa issue, that we should stop giving out tourist visas to Russian citizens, is there more appetite for that specifically?
I cannot comment on that. We will wait and see the content of the 19 sanction package. But I can confirm that several member states are pressuring for tougher sanctions, and we are looking forward to see the further content of the 19 sanction package.
Also, I would like to remind that this is a press conference about General Affairs Council, so for very specific questions on Commission proposal, I advise to contact the Commission at midday's briefing. Or I think we have time for maybe one final question.
Valeria Pashko, Public Broadcaster of Ukraine. So about sanctions, I'm so sorry. The US and the EU coordinate sanctions packages against Russia now, and my question is, do recent Donald Trump statements regarding Russian oil and gas purchases help put pressure on some member states like Hungary and Slovakia in terms of phasing out? And regarding the accession talks with Ukraine, so Madam Minister at the doorsteps said that Danish presidency is working to promote Ukraine's accession process without opening actual clusters. Could you please, Commissioner Kos, confirm that? And do you think that the screening process will be over by the end of September? Thanks.
Yes, the screening process will be over soon for both Ukraine and Moldova. We will finish the screening process for all the clusters. And I want to stress that the accession process is going on, but sometimes we are slow in the decision-making process. Regarding the technical part of the accession, we have really delivered, together with our candidate countries and with the help of the Danish presidency, really a lot. So soon, when we finish the screenings, all the clusters will be ready to open in this year. We are all together trying to find the solution how to do this. But once again, even if we don't have the decision in the Council, we are going on the technical part, and there we are very, very quick that once the conditions will be met, we will be able, perhaps on one IGC, open all the clusters for Moldova and Ukraine.
And the specific question regarding Hungary and Slovakia, whether they feel that they are being pushed harder from the Americans to put harder pressure on Russia, it's hard for me to comment. I would suggest asking Slovakia and Hungary about that, but I can say that there is a higher pressure in general on putting tougher sanctions against Russia in light of many circumstances. But one thing is the violation of the Polish airspace and also Romanian airspace. And many member countries do support the toughest possible sanctions against Russia, and that was also confirmed today.
Thank you so much. Hereby we conclude the press conference. Thank you so much.